up, Suns fans? Suns lose in overtime. Second loss ever to the Sacramento Kings. Final score, Suns 118, Kings 127. So, I mean, I just had to go and do it. I had to go and jinx the Suns, didn't I? I have to question what's going to stop the Suns. And then the very next day, as I dropped that video, we learned that Kevin Durant for the Phoenix Suns is out, is sidelined for about 2 weeks with injury. So this is the first game that the Suns played without their big three, and more importantly, without Kevin Durant. Otherwise, what I've proclaimed as the most clutch player of the year. And basically, there's truth behind that because he served as this team's closer. You know, there's a reason that I was building up all this narrative because he's our closer. All right. I want to emphasize that. So this game was tough. The Kings, with DeMar DeRozan now on their side, is a tough one to beat. But I will congratulate the Suns on one thing that they did right, is that they hanged on throughout the night. They still gave the Kings a run for their money. We could have definitely won tonight's game if we played our cards a little right. But boy, speaking of clutch players, DeMar DeRozan and De'Aaron Fox, if you didn't catch this game, just took over in the fourth and overtime. It was close, very close. The Suns could not get a stop here in the fourth quarter. It just generally the Suns were very mixed all game. We had a very mixed first quarter, a very mixed second quarter, as the Suns just kind of chucked up threes, hoping to catch a lead. But we're down 7 come halftime, so didn't look like the soundest and best strategy. So I did like what the Suns went to in the second half here, and they ended up getting a solid victory in the third quarter, beating the Kings 29-19. But it all fell apart in the fourth as Kings really started to come back, play defense, and DeMar DeRozan just sealed this game for us. Oh my God, we could not get a stop. There's your answer. More importantly, what's going to stop the Suns? DeMar DeRozan. It's that simple. I kind of chucked it up to last time as we don't know what exactly could stop the Suns as it's too early in the season. But now we're getting more into the meat of the season and the worst time because KD, like I said, is out. And Beal, we'll get to Beal. Beal might be out. Holy crap. This game was fine. I came in knowing that we were missing KD tonight. I wasn't the most confident, but I remained hopeful because I have stated on the show that the Suns are clutch. They're the most clutch teams in the NBA, right? They're the most clutch. How little we knew. But it turns out all that clutch was in KD, as all the hope that Suns fans had going into this game. We needed a good night from our bench to step up, which our bench has been great all season so far. The depth they provided and just the extra scoring, just stats that they add on to this team has been amazing. Most famously, Royce O'Neal, Ryan Dunn, rookie, Mason Plumlee, Grayson Allen. We just need a big night from them to fill in the gaps for KD. And we needed to have Booker come back from Paris. There's a reason I'm wearing a Bill jersey tonight, because of Booker. Something has to be wrong with Booker, right? I'm basing all this on just what I've seen from in-game. Last game, KD missed a crucial three that would have put the whole Dallas game away. What I'm trying to get at here is that KD usually makes those shots. He makes those. But the fact that he didn't was concerning. And that's why I think that something might be wrong with Book here. Because after KD missed that shot, he was then revealed to have an injury. So something's wrong with Book here. He was listed as having an illness during the Mavs game. Didn't appear on the injury report for tonight. But something just doesn't sound right, especially when we have no KD. My thought coming into this game, and I think most of other Suns fans really, is that Devin Booker has been his role-playing team self, doing whatever the team needs. So I think the thought coming into this game was more or so just, okay, Book is going to come back, all right? Whatever the team needs, right? So this team needs scoring. So hopefully Book will come in and help us score. But Booker would definitely had a bad night tonight. He ended up playing 43 minutes, 9 of 22. Jeez. My God, are you? 3 of 10 from three. It was rough, and especially down the stretch in like the fourth quarter and overtime, he might still be sick, and like that might have sapped his energy or something. Because definitely at the end in the fourth and overtime, he straight up airballed like 2 threes back to back. Ugh, it was schmugly. Booker, what is going on? Is he still sick? Is there some other injury we don't know of? Because if he does, this is going to get a whole lot worse. We have trouble, all right? This could be just the peak of it. Who knows what's going to happen next game? He still ended up putting 23 points, and he's basically the point guard. He had 12 assists again. When this game needed a scorer, needed a closer to answer against DeMar DeRozan, no one was there to step up. And the one answer we did was Bradley Beal. I mean, Beal had a pretty average game. I mean, he kind of came in and was still the Bradley Beal. Basically, everyone came in and played like KD was still here, but he wasn't. Beal, 38 minutes, 9 of 18 shooting, and also 3 of 10. He had 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 28 points. He led the Suns in points scored. And, I mean, Bill can score, all right? Let's acknowledge that. I'm glad that he was able to get up 28 points. Beal was literally giving his whole effort tonight. Because let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. It was the overtime period when Bradley Beal came crashing down to the floor and was clutching his leg. Well, there was a pause in the game as Bradley Beal then got up, bounced on it a couple, and he went back out there. What?
Yes, that is just, you charge that to the game. I mean, that's just part of this game. And unfortunately, Beal limping.
No! I was screaming at my actual TV to not put him in. Why? Why was Beal back in this game? Okay, if the thought of going into this was, okay, we need a scorer, and that's basically what Beal was during overtime. He was to answer back. No one else was helping him. Booker was just hiding in the corner. Grayson, I think Royce was out there as well. Plumlee. They're all just waiting for something to happen. Nothing. So Beal's left out there just giving it all his efforts. Whatever he has left. On a bad leg, I think. It's hard to tell with what kind of injury he had. Why? That's such a stupid decision to me that we left Beal in the game. Why? Absolutely why? We still lost. If the point was to just have him so we could have a fighting chance, he's injured. I don't want an injured Beal going out there, because guess what? That's going to make it so much worse. He should have been subbed out the moment he went down, because now we could possibly facing a much worse injury, and he could be out for longer. Not good, okay? It's as plain and simple as that. Not only did we lose the OT, we only got 7 points up, while the Kings had 16. No defense, by the way. Complete collapse there. It's all over the place. It was so bad. But while all of Beal and Book was pretty bad, we did have one person that took the assignment seriously. Tyus Jones. 40 minutes. He played beautifully again. Another beautiful game from Tyus Jones. 8 of 14 from the field. 6 of 10 from 3. 22 points. He only had 4 assists because he acted more like a scorer this game than the actual scorer in Devin Booker. Why are you like this, Book? Just go back. I don't know what's going on. None of us do. But what the frick is happening with Book? I guess since we're on this positive note, Ryan Dunn also had a pretty nice game. He was actually doing pretty good on DeMar DeRozan, who he was guarding for most of the night when he was out there. He played 21 minutes, bounced back from a surprising injury. I did not expect him to heal up this fast. I also didn't expect him to start because, he's probably injured still. I don't know. That's an insane heal process. He was just out yesterday and now he's back. He didn't have any made threes, which would have been really helpful. He just did nice. He had a pretty good. He had some nice dunks out there. Yeah, I mean, as you could tell, I'm just haven't been here in a while, and it's nice to say that the Suns are 8-2. This is our second game. But I think what I'm more fearing here is the inevitable downfall. Because I stated this yesterday that these are a lot of close games the Suns are having. You look back at our last couple of games, we've only had a 1-point victory margin on those games, and KD was clutching up most of those games. And I knew the eternal doubter in me, there's only so long you can keep going like that until something has to give. And oh boy, that will fall off. And now with this game, it looks like more wheels could fall off. So we're currently sitting in a possible fallout here for the Suns, with multiple injuries flying everywhere. Beal might be out. It might be Booker next game. It's just by himself taking on Utah. It's scary weather that Suns are in right now. Speaking of injuries, I guess since we're still on the topic, there's still more injuries. Yeah. Yusuf Nurkic, big in that Dallas game. Scored the last 5 points in that game to give it to the Suns. Ended up having a left ankle soreness. So he's questionable for this game. Okay, that's fine. Questionable. That's fine. Whatever. But then he played. He ended up playing, was okayed for this game. He played 15 minutes, scored nothing. He had 3 looks from 3 that he tried, nothing. And then he was 0-4, 3. He had 7 rebounds. That's before he went out. At halftime, everyone was alerted that Yusuf Nurkic had left the game permanently because something re-aggravated in the injury. So great. There's another one of our stars. We have 3 potential starters right now that are gone for potentially a while. Hopefully, Nurk bounces back and it's not that serious. Beal is again, we're just going to have to wait for news on that. And KD, we already know he's gone for 2 weeks, which is about 7 games. Injuries, man. They just hurt sports, dude. Really bad, especially when the Suns were just starting off to an amazing season. I mean, if you've been a consistent viewer on watching all these games, the Suns were literally quite amazing. Just an amazing start to the season, and it's shame to have injuries ruin that. But that is the cruel world we live in. Speaking of needing a bench, since KD was gone, I mentioned how we needed an uptick from our bench. Royce O'Neal, who has usually been pretty good, both defensively and shooting from 3. I recently saw that he had a stat. He was shooting 50% from all his threes this season, and he proceeded to go 2-7. Everything that could go wrong went wrong this game, okay? He was 3 of 14. I mean, something might be wrong with Royce O'Neal. He had a pretty ugly game today. In overtime in 4th, he just could not get a stop on DeMar DeRozan. I did not feel confident about overtime because I knew DeMar DeRozan would clutch up. And I also forgot De'Aaron Fox was a clutch player of the year, so got smoked by both of them. Okogie also got his second showing tonight, and he played pretty well. I mean, put up 9 points, 4 of 7, and 1 of 3 from 3. So, not bad. Still like what he did, just wish it was a little more. Plumlee played amazing tonight, first of all. I mean, without Nurkic, things could have got really ugly, but I really love Plumlee this game. He is so amazing. 11 rebounds and 6 points. He had 1 steal. In fact, the whole Suns had 11 steals. Definitely during the third quarter when we were making a huge comeback. I really loved the defense. We were stripping Sabonis. Amazing. And then it all came crashing down in the 4th. Oso made a appearance. What? Oso. But Oso played tonight. For the minutes, it was pretty okay. He played 10 minutes, 5 points, 2 of 4. He had the free throw. Played solid minutes. Need to definitely work on that defense. But, I mean, just like any rookie, he's just absorbing information. It's great to see. So that's a little playful notes on tonight. We need a big night from the bench. Royce O'Neal proceeds to then do 2 of 7 from 3, and Grayson Allen 3 of 11 from 3. Yeah. Anything that could go wrong does go wrong here. I mean, not the biggest night for Grayson Allen. I'm really starting to question his purpose on this team. We'll see about that come trade deadline, though. I officially marked Grayson Allen as back. He is back. Had a bad game last game, okay? And he continues tonight. But Grayson Allen, just where have you gone? Work on that 3, man. Continue working on that 3. Because if you can't make that 3, then what really is your purpose on this team? Is my question. He only got 1 rebound, 3 assists. I mean, I like how he bulked up and how he could just barrel down the lane now. I find that really fun. But, if he's not hitting those threes, what do we have him for? So he's definitely not our best defensive guy. So Grayson Allen, developing points here. Where is he going to be by trade deadline? Just disgusting. Let's wash our hands with this and sleep it off, people. I don't want to talk about this game anymore. All right, that's all I have to say. Hey, if you're new and you're watching this and you like what we're doing here, please leave a like and subscribe. We will be covering the Phoenix Suns more over the course of the season. We will be back here on Tuesday when the Phoenix Suns will be fighting the Utah Jazz in the first game of the Emirates NBA Cup. I don't know. Maybe something new will happen. Maybe the Suns will finally get some sense knocked into them and play right. Because we got some tough opponents in this Emirates Cup. I mean, we're grouped into Utah Jazz, easy. OKC, oh no. Lakers, oh no. And the Spurs, no. Okay, so maybe we're not going to be taking home the NBA Cup. But I didn't want it anyway, okay? So, there you have it. Suns lose. Have a good night sleeping after that, dude. I'm just gonna forget this game ever happened. All right. Good night, everybody.